Sitting at the mayor's side in a place usually reserved for the village attorneys, two unfamiliar faces. This is Chicago federal criminal defense attorney Beau Brindley, along with his law partner Ed McDavid. The website for Brindley's law firm says, results matter, aggressive criminal defense. Sitting at the mayor's side in a place usually reserved for the village attorneys, two unfamiliar faces. This is Chicago federal criminal defense attorney Beau Brindley, along with his law partner Ed McDavid.
This is what they told me to tell y'all, right here. Every single resident.
He chose to lie, implicate this man, and drag him through this experience from 2019 until...
The most recent chapter in the Tiffany Henyard saga will be covered today. Her attorney just made a huge mistake, and I promise you won't want to miss these details. Is this Henyard's last straw, or does she still have a chance to bounce back from dubious legal actions and lost court opportunities? Because of all the wrong reasons, Tiffany's lawyer is in the news. We're examining the facts because everyone is wondering how significant this error is and whether Henyard will indeed lose everything. The consequences of this, and if it could, as we reveal the truth about this legal blunder, it will be the end of Tiffany Henyard's career as we know it. If you're new here, be sure to click the subscribe button to receive all the most recent updates. Now let's get started.
...is in a situation where she feels like she's under attack because she's
chief of Dalton, now facing federal charges. The grand jury indicted him on bankruptcy fraud charges today.
So Lightfoot's investigation, at least according to trustees, is
chaos. You do not stand for me, and I want you to step down.
The mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard, lashed out at her board of trustees during another tense meeting.
She vetoed the board's decision to require the village to open its...
The contentious mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard, is making headlines once more, but not because of her extravagant spending or contentious board meetings. Everyone is wondering what she is thinking since this time it's even bigger, and she's engaged a lawyer who has a reputation for being involved in some of the most notorious cases in the country.
Untouchable. So if this is just the first domino to all of them falling.
However, Brindley, the criminal defense lawyer that Henyard hired, took over after the FBI sent subpoenas to the village and township early this year. Now he is charging Keith Freeman, Henyard's primary attorney, with bribery and shady interactions, though it may have been Tiffany's worst choice. Remley, who previously represented R. Kelly's manager in a child pornography case, isn't looking good, I assure you.
Good.
having the honor and the chance to...
As we delve into Beau Brindley's startling past and examine how his involvement could endanger Tiffany Henyard's already precarious profession, stay tuned. Tiffany, who has a history of scandal, whether it be from heated board meetings or allegations of unethical spending, has now gone one step further by employing Beau Bryant, whose background is so ridiculous it's nearly unbelievable. Some of the nation's most controversial figures have been defended by this guy. Because of his relationship with Henyard, Early, a lawyer renowned for his expertise but dubious ethics, is making news once more. Her choice to hire him raises major questions about her judgment and what she might be trying to conceal.
She's going to use them for her criminal defense attorney and that the village is going to pay for it.
Is that appropriate?
Brinkley's past, which is replete with accusations of wrongdoing and dubious legal strategies, must be examined in order to completely comprehend the seriousness of the situation. Remley rose to prominence by defending R. Kelly's manager during a contentious trial in which the manager was accused of manipulating witnesses and working with explicit content for minors. Brinkley's legal tactics helped the manager get off the hook, but they have come under fire. He has been accused of a number of things, including bribing authorities to get favorable results in his cases, encouraging witnesses to lie, and tampering with evidence.
Never seen anything like this before.
Why are you having a federal criminal lawyer sit next to you at the village board meeting? I mean, all I can say is, really? Even in Chicago, really?
One of Brindley's most significant scandals happened on September 3, 2015, when he was charged with 21 crimes, including conspiracy and obstruction of justice. Prosecutors cited question and answer sheets that were used to prepare these charges, which were related to his involvement in 6 federal cases in which he was the defense attorney. Despite the seriousness of the charges, Witnesses claimed that Brinley went above and beyond preparation and actually gave them inappropriate coaching. After a protracted legal battle, Bradley was found not guilty. However, the trial raised questions about his dubious methods and ethics. His actions are not limited to the courtroom. Numerous former clients have accused him of defrauding them by taking thousands of dollars without providing what they ordered. Regarding his assurances, his Google reviews are replete with grievances from customers who claim he stole their money and vanished, leaving them without legal counsel. He was referred to as a no-good crook by one reviewer, who also asked how he was still permitted to practice law. Henyard's choice to work with Brinley, a lawyer with such a contentious past, is perplexing and calls into question her judgment. By associating with someone like Brinley, she runs the risk of jeopardizing her political future. This decision could have serious repercussions, not only harming her reputation, but also indicating that she might be prepared to compromise on important moral principles in order to further her objectives.
And Robert Kelly's lawyers, Edward Jensen and Jerry Margolis, was great work.
McDavid and others knew of Kelly's contact and acts with
Brinley, a lawyer for the defense. Brinley, who is well known for his contentious tactics, has recently emerged as a key player in the legal tangle surrounding Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, Illinois. Given his background of defending well-known clients in scandalous cases, most notably the former business manager of Daryl McDavid, R. Kelly, his decision to enlist Brinley has drawn harsh criticism. This is all the more confusing in light of Henyard's own issues, which include an FBI investigation and numerous court cases. We must examine both Henyard's ongoing struggles and Brinley's past in order to completely comprehend the consequences of this decision. Because he stood up for McDavid, who was heavily involved in hiding R. Kelly's crimes, Brinley acquired notoriety. In order to collect videos that purportedly showed Kelly engaging in unlawful behavior with a 14-year-old girl, McDavid was in charge of planning and funding the project. These tapes were crucial to Kelly's 2008 child pornography trial. One of the most compelling evidence against David was provided by Charles Freeman, whom David hired to recover the tapes. In his testimony, Freeman stated that he was dispatched to Georgia in order to retrieve a tape that he had discovered in a VCR at a private home. The tape purportedly depicted Sy having intimate relations with a young girl and was used as a key piece of evidence in Kai's trial. Despite successfully retrieving the tape, Freeman made multiple copies of it out of fear that he wouldn't get the full amount he was promised, which made the situation even more complex. Brinley, the main defender of McDavid, attempted to undermine Freeman by calling him an extortionist. Brinley's aggressive and unethical defense tactics were also highlighted in the case, which drew harsh criticism. His willingness to employ such a strategy cemented his reputation as a lawyer who would stop at nothing to win, and it also revealed the extreme lengths Kelly and his team were willing to go to help him. In 2022, Brinley's involvement with the Kelly case continued, despite the moral cost. Lissa Van Allen stated in her testimony that after she gave back one of the illegal tapes, McDavid threatened to kill her. Kelly's girlfriend at the time, Van Allen, revealed that she stole the tape from Kelly's studio in 2000 out of concern for what he may do with it. Years after realizing that Kelly was giving other embarrassing videos, the tape featured Kelly Van Allen with a young girl. To recover the tape, $250,000 at the trial, Van Allen gave it back to him. Brinley vigorously cross-examined Van Allen, challenging her intentions and highlighting contradictions in her account, especially her assertion that she had never seen a tape that featured just the young girl. His harsh interrogation drew more criticism, solidifying the perception that Brinley was a lawyer prepared to go beyond the bounds of ethics in order to protect his clients.
David and others agreed to pay money and cause money to be paid on Kelly's behalf to victims, witnesses, and others.
They did the right thing.
$250,000 to a minor to return a tape. $170,000 to cancel a press conference.
And this jury has exonerated Daryl McDavid and exonerated those men right along with it.
Tiffany Henyard's decision to hire Brindley has sparked serious concerns because of his contentious past. As a public figure, Henyard's choice of attorney says a lot about her priorities and judgment, and many are wondering if she intends to use Brindley's aggressive tactics to handle her growing legal issues, or if she has other darker reasons for hiring him. Seen as a reckless move that could further harm her already precarious reputation, the town administration and Dalton residents have questioned her judgment, particularly in light of Brinkley's contentious past. Things have gotten worse with the departure of her former legal team, the Delgado Law Group, who resigned, citing financial difficulties, leaving Henyard without legal representation. Representation in 22 lawsuits, which only intensified the rumors about how bad her legal issues are. The departure of the Delgado Law Group is a significant development that indicates deeper issues within the Henyard's administration. When a legal team leaves, it usually indicates more serious problems behind the scenes. Chai suggests that Henyard may be dealing with more difficulties than she has publicly acknowledged. With Brindley now at the head of her defense, it's probable that things will get much more convoluted. Brinkley's engagement in Dalton Village board meetings with Henyard has sparked additional worries, and his history of employing dubious tactics may not be sufficient to preserve Henyard. In fact, it may be the last straw for her political career. Conjecture regarding Henyard's intentions has been stoked by his attendance, which includes exclusive executive sessions. Detractors contend that it is uncommon and possibly improper for Brindley to be involved in village affairs, especially in light of the FBI's ongoing investigation into Henyard's actions. Additionally, a municipal lawyer for 4 trustees who oppose Henyard has openly questioned whether Brindley's involvement is lawful, especially if he is receiving payment from village funds. Norwood contends that such a deal might be unlawful and could exacerbate the already unstable situation in Henyard. Her tenure as mayor hasn't been easy. She's been embroiled in a number of scandals and controversies that have severely questioned her ethics and leadership. One of the primary problems is the allegation of financial mismanagement. Critics contend that she mismanaged public funds, casting doubt on her integrity and responsibility as a public servant. These allegations have increased mistrust and prompted a more thorough investigation of her financial dealings.
She did admit to a $2 million budget deficit. However, trustees say it's really millions more.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard last night wasting no time shutting down trustees and critics.
The veto message is related to the secret squirrel means, yes, that the Board of Trustees.
The Henyard administration has been under fire for months for ignoring the Illinois Attorney General's office's order to reveal spending records, which is a blatant disregard for state openness regulations. Henyard and her group did not want to raise serious issues, but the truth eventually finds a way to surface. A well-known news organization took matters into its own hands and sued in Cook County Circuit Court to force the record's release. Ultimately, a judge ordered Dalton to make a large number of documents available, including credit card statements that reveal alarming information about the Henyard's administration. Between July and November 2023, Henyard and her team racked up tens of thousands of dollars. The most startling expenditures were a 5-day trip to Austin, Texas in July 2023, where Henyard's top assistant Keith Freeman and 3 township officials squandered over $220,000 of taxpayer funds for first-class flights, upscale hotels, lavish meals, and even personal shopping sprees. The receipts are astounding. Opulent Fairmont Austin Hotel for $1,619, $389 at Christitos at Roots, $53 for what is clearly classified as sports riding apparel shows that extravagant shopping and pricey steak dinners are not at all what you would expect from public officials using taxpayer funds for necessary services.
This is not just
The price is right.
Keith Freeman has been a top aide and trusted advisor to Tiffany Henyard in Dalton and Thornton Township for a few years now, even running interference when we've raised questions about
that calls for a federal investigation into the mayor and demanding the village's financial records be made available.
Stop creating chaos in your village.
There was more to the spending binge. The additional $24,275 was spent at Target and Walmart. On Amazon, $4,420, $59 on nearby eateries and Uber Eats. At Walgreens, $413, and Henyard's personal photographer will cost $3,491. Residents have long expressed grave worries about Henyard's leadership, and it is understandable that these excessive expenditures, all funded by taxpayer dollars, have infuriated them. Tiffany has been abusing government funds for personal gain, benefit by using it for upscale travel, private security, and even her hairstylist fees. In January, Dalton's investigations revealed Henyard and her team's extravagant spending, which included over $67,000 charged to township credit cards for out-of-town purchases. Travels in the first 5 months of 2023 alone, and that's not even the most startling part. A thorough examination of Dalton's credit card bills revealed more payments to village taxpayers for well-known vacations to locations like New York, Atlanta, Portland, and more. Interview.
With bankruptcy fraud back in April, but that didn't stop Tiffany Henyard from keeping him on the payroll in both Dalton and Thornton Township. Freeman denied in an afternoon text message to me that he had been fired from the township job, but we have the records that show he was.
And I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing.
Additionally, records for Henyard Village vehicles were made public, revealing that 3 high-end SUVs were purportedly rented by Henyard at a cost to the locals of over $374. When questioned about how much money she spent on her EXT diatribe, Miss Henyard obviously was enjoying the high life.
Do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Numerous companies like Lawrence Gardner's trucking company have closed since January 2023 due to unresolved license concerns, which have only gotten worse under Tiffany Henyard's leadership. Although the FBI has not confirmed any investment instigation, Gardner's business has been inactive since the village accused him of selling alcohol without a license at an event on his property. Gardner disputes the accusations and has won a ruling in his favor, but he believes there may be hidden motives behind the actions taken against him. He claims that shortly after Henyard took office, business owners like him were pressured to donate $3,500 to the village. In addition, those close to her have expressed concerns about her attitude when asked about the issues, to which Henyard replied at a village board meeting, "As you can see, our village, our community, and we are under attack. It's a shame that people can come to the meeting and just tell one side of the story and not get the full story." Gardner claims he has been in contact with them for months. This situation has caused many to distance themselves from Henyard's policies, affecting their willingness to do business under her administration. She also acknowledged a $2 million loss at Village Hall, but other board members subsequently disclosed that the real deficit was significantly worse. The mayor can blame others for the problems, but she needs to examine herself, according to former trustee Edward Steve, who has also been accused of using her position of authority to silence opponents. In a noteworthy case, former village trustee Valeria Stubbs publicly criticized Henyard and then had 2 of her vehicles vandalized, allegedly by a hitman sent by the mayor. Stubbs also claimed that Henyard intentionally developed strong relationships with the police to ensure that any complaints against her were disregarded. As if the financial scandal wasn't already concerning, Henyard is now involved in a more sinister matter, filed in April 2024 as a civil action alleging sexual assault while on a work trip in Las Vegas. The lawsuit names the former assistant who filed the complaint, who names both Henyard and a village trustee as defendants, claims that she was assaulted by the trustee during the trip. The details are disturbing. After dinner with the trustee, she started to feel confused and very exhausted. She claims that she woke up the following morning in the trustee's hotel room with no memory of how she got there and in physical pain. Additionally, Officer Byron Miles, who is a member of Henyard's $1 million security team, has filed a separate complaint alleging that the trustee called and faced him the night of the incident, during which the trustee allegedly boasted about betting the woman and showed her partially undressed on camera. The former assistant asserts that when she and a police officer told Henyard about the assault, the mayor appeared shocked and promised to take action. However, instead of standing by her employee, Henyard reportedly put her on unpaid medical leave without consent, effectively silencing her. This has caused widespread outrage, with many calling for Henyard's resignation. The trustee involved denies the allegations, claiming he was only trying to help his colleague, whom he believed was drunk. But the lawsuit's evidence, including the FaceTime call, paints a much darker picture. These scandals, Bo Brindley's controversial past and role in the R. Kelly case, have further sparked questions about Henyard's decision to hire him. It's surprising that a public official like Henyard would choose him, especially with so much at stake. Given Brindley's recent missteps, it appears that Henyard may have made a big mistake by adding him to her team. That's all for today. If you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe. Until we meet again, thanks for watching Visual Vortex.